So, just remember hit the record button. So pretty much what we did is I have the two methods, print and print line, to print out things. I have this method, add them up, which is going to add two numbers. I put this quotes because the print line method only uses a string. So if this is not a string, I'll get an error for it. So, and I could show you what I mean. So if I take this away and compile, I'll get an error saying that, hey, we need a string down here to work. So once I put that little plus with the string, it allows it to print. But I do ride a Harley Davidson, Sylvester, so that makes sense. All right. So what I want to do, I want to add it up again. But this time, I want to take whatever the sum of these two numbers were and put it in there. So now, we kind of do different things. So we can't print here because I want the information to go into here. So this line is not what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say, in this add them up, I'm going to say let some integer, I'll call it third, equal whatever added up is. I'm going to close this guy for a second, and we'll just print ln third, and since it's an integer, I have to make it a string. But now, our method has to do something new. We need the method to send information back to the main. And the way we do that is with the new command called a return. So we're going to say, let's return, and then we're going to return the information that we want. So in this case, we want to return whatever x plus y is. Now, the method needs to know this. So right now, the method only knows, hey, what's up, Manelli? Right now, the method only knows that, it's not returning anything. It's returning a void, which is nothing. It doesn't know that it has to give information back. So to tell the method that, this void has to change. We have to tell the code, tell the main, hey, we need to get back, thanks for telling me a nice haircut, extra credit. We need to tell it what information is coming back. So what I'm going to do is take this void out and replace it with the information we're returning. In this case, we're returning an integer. So now, this is how this works. This integer third is going to say, hey, go call the method, get the information of what the first and second is, and then return whatever the task is back to me. So I'm going to declare third in the main, tell it to print whatever third is, which in this case is just the sum of the method. Now let's see how it works. Compile. Run. Cool. So if I have 3 and 5, it still printed 8, but it didn't print it in the method, it printed it in the main. So the information was stored in the main. And we can see how that works by saying, all right, let's do it again. So we'll have a new number, fourth. We're going to say that equals to add them up with the first plus the third. And let's print the fourth out. So let's see how this works. Compile. Oh, that doesn't like. Oh, not plus, it's comma. And I spelled that wrong. Come on, guys, you gotta clean up my mistakes. And now I got the error there because it's not a string. And we're gonna fix that error eventually too. So we don't need to put those little quotes. That's just something now we're doing temporary because we don't know how to fix it yet. So hit run. And we'll say 3 and 5, which is 8. And then 8 plus 3 is 11. Ah, cool. So every time we run this, this is going to send information back to the original main program. And just a reminder, instead of void, we had to put that integer saying, hey, we're not returning nothing now. We're actually returning a number. We're sending it back. We're emailing it back to the main. So it needs to know what type of information it is. You guys get that? And we could do it a little bit differently. So we could also say, hey, let's print. Let's use the method here, add them up. And then let's say the second here. So let's say the third and the fourth. All right. We'll take a look at your error in a second, all right, Slavic bias? Right, so now I'm putting the method inside the print statement, and then I'm putting two different terms in here on what we're going to actually add up. Actually, we can do it like this. And I'll just put that. All right. So add them up is going to be in the print statement. It's not going to be declared as an integer. It's going to run saying whatever the third number is, whatever the fourth number is, it'll get returned into here and get printed in there. And let's see if it works. Compile. Run. So if we have, let's say, 2 and 7. So 2 plus 7 is the third number, and that gave us 9. The fourth number is the first plus the third, so 2 plus 9 is 11. And then if we add them up, 11 plus 9 is 20. So the difference is we're going to be able to store information back in the main. Right now, the main, the way we were doing it, the main was actually just pushing everything out to do all the work, but nothing came back to it. The main likes to have information. This way we can always use it. So we could say what the original numbers were, what the sum is, things like that. Any questions with that? All right, so what I want you to do, I want you to create a method called subtract them out. Okay, and what it's going to do, it's going to subtract 2 of the declared numbers. Right. So what I'm going to do is create another integer called fifth, and this is going to equal to subtract them out, and we'll do it for the first and second. Then we're going to have to print out whatever fifth is. All right, so give you guys a minute. I'll prep it a little bit up here, but this is pretty much what I want you to try to build. See if you could get this method of subtract them out, which is just the first and second number subtracting. It's going to return the number to be stored in fifth, and then we'll print out whatever the fifth number is. So I'll just come up here and prep it. Public static. What goes next? Right, int, because we're returning an integer back to the main. Then subtract them out and subtract them out. And this is going to accept 2 numbers, so integer A and integer B. So what type of code do we need to put in now to tell the main, hey, this is what you're getting back. This is the information that's coming back to you from this method. So you can see if we can figure out what that line would be. So we need a return, yeah. So see if you can run it, see if you get it to work, and then I'll do it in a second. Yeah, yes, try to run it, make it work. Yeah, you guys are crushing it pretty good over there. Let me see if I can do it a little different. So just another option. We definitely need a return. I'm going to return something called sub. So I'm going to say int sub equals a minus b. Well, the difference is we're using this integer right where it's highlighted to return the information back to the main. If I put void, it won't work. So if I do compile, it's going to say, hey, void methods cannot return a value. So when I had a void inside here, I cannot return information back to the main. So I have to be specific and say, hey, you're getting some sort of information. And the information you're getting in this case is an integer. So this way it knows, hey, all right, I should send an integer back. Now, a lot of you did it the way we did here, and that's perfectly fine. I just did it a little differently, showing that we can make some sort of variable and return variable too, as long as the variable type is the same as the return type. So let's compile. Oh, we're going to fix this error, guys. Oh, we won't have to worry about it anymore. It will get fixed. Run. So if I have it like 5 and 3, we should get that 2, which is that return of 5 minus 3. Any questions with how these methods are returning information? All right, we're going to do one more, and this one will be a little bit different. Create doubles divide. It will take two numbers that are doubles and return the quotient. So when you do the scanner.input, sometimes you get a warning, and I'll show you the warning. So if I was close that, compile, I got a warning saying, hey, your input is never closed. I don't like getting warnings. I'm too lazy to turn warnings off. So I just put that input.close. So this way I don't get that warning anymore. My calculation is complete. So all that does is it eliminates that warning. And I put it right on my end. So this way I don't get it. If it's not there, your code's still going to work. All right. So I want you to create this double divide. It's going to take two numbers that are doubles and return the quotient. So I'm going to just do this. Print line double divide, and we'll call it x and y, two numbers we never generated yet. So I'll just do that real quick. Just copy that, paste it over here. So this would be double x, and it'll be next double. This would be double y, and this would be next double. And to get this to work, I have to include this thing. So I want you to build this method. It's going to send two doubles to the method called double divide. It'll divide the numbers and send the quotient back and it'll just simply print it right here. So I'll give you like a minute or so and see if we could get that to work. See if it'll do exactly what you want it to do. And then I'll actually start going up there and help in a second. All right, we got a little bit more people today. We need more people in these chats. And there's 111 people on Teams, and there's 28 people here. So we've got to work on that. Is everybody getting used to Teams? You guys are understanding how it's working a little bit? Cool. Yeah, I kind of like Teams. Yeah, everybody else didn't convert over yet. I was one of the testers because for some reason the school thinks I'm good with technology. Who knows? I like it a lot better than Google Classroom. Yeah, they probably didn't know how to set it up. Yeah, everybody's going to be coming over eventually. I dig it. So I like that you guys could actually respond back. Cool. All right. So let's do this method. So it'll be public static double divide. What goes next to this? What goes in this spot that I kind of left there? How come this time I have to put double? So in this case, we're taking two doubles, and I want to return the information as a double. So all I gotta do is say x divided by y, and I think we're good to go. So let's compile this real quick. So it liked it. So let's run it. So if the first number, these are just the adding ones, so 3 and 4. The next number, if I do 4.7 divided by 2.6, and then I get a double that's returned to us. All right. Any questions on how these returns work? Awesome, guys. Our next quiz, which I'm going to give probably tomorrow night. I'm probably going to give it tomorrow night, and that's going to be, for like a week or so to do. It's going to deal with a lot of methods that will have returns in it. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a little bit more with working on these different methods. I'll probably give you guys like a little thing to do in the morning. Just set up just a nice little method. It might have different types of returns in it. And then we could practice doing it. And then I'll give you guys the quiz for Thursday. That'll take you about a week or so. All right? Any questions before I log out? I post everything on YouTube there, Gangster1233. I just don't tell you guys. If you subscribe to me, you'll see when things come up on my end. All right. Thank you, VIP Ellen. Awesome. The vid of me cutting my hair, I didn't really film it. I got to let it grow back now. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we didn't get to the 10,000 lines yet. We're still learning stuff. I'm going a lot slower than we would normally go, but we will get to those codes that will have 10,000 lines in it. Just wait for it to happen. All right, guys. I'm going to be signing out. See y'all later.